Hey, it's Soul with your easy gearing guide for Season 1 of Midnight. This is a very dry guide that'll help organize your gearing path, whether you just want to safely run some world content or if you're trying to get into some top level gaming. It's entirely up to you how much you want to sweat, so to speak, if you want to look at these activities as your epic journey or a series of chores. I'm just here to lay it all out so you don't forget about something you wish you knew about earlier. Also, to help you, I have my usual handy-dandy item level poster that tells you what gives what and where to get it. A link to that is in the video description. Please like this video, subscribe for more WoW coverage, and catch me where I'm live. Use the navigation thing to get you where you want to go, and let's get started with the first week of the season. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit in the form of veteran and champion gear, so we're going to take a crack at this first for the biggest early gains. Up here on screen is a list of the different activities available that give weekly caches in each zone, including maybe a weekly quest in Silvermoon City, or at least, okay, I definitely figured there's going to be one. There are a lot of activities, but you want to keep in mind only the first 2 chests from these activities give veteran pieces of equipment. There's also the expectation that coffer keys will also drop from more of these chests, but I've also been hearing there's a cap on how many coffer keys you can earn a week, something like 6 total. It's up to your playstyle, which activities you feel up for, but early on, it's probably a good idea to consider making Prey one of the centers of early gearing. Real quick on Prey, it's an activity you pick up in Silvermoon that adds a bit of challenge to outdoor content and gives an additional target to eventually defeat. Those of you who've progressed through the flow of Prey during the preseason probably defeated numerous targets and unlocked the hard mode difficulty. This week, Nightmare difficulty can open up, but you do need to hit the Renown target first, which likely means clearing another 4 Preys on hard mode first. I've heard reports that some people already are at level 4, but the questline to unlock Nightmare difficulty is still locked, so I mean, hey, good for them, but in any case, a lot of zone content is in your future. It will be a lucrative journey though, as you'll likely pick up coffer key shards and veteran gear between the world quests and special assignments and outdoor events should you choose to do them. Also, while out there, knock out the world boss for a chance at champion gear. Eventually, you'll unlock Nightmare mode, and hopefully it doesn't, just totally murder you. I mean, it might, and and that's okay. If nothing else, though, you've at least staged yourself. You prepared yourself to completing it eventually, and maybe you need more gear. But you will want to eventually complete this for both champion gear at the end and credit in the Great Vault to get hero track gear the following week. Chances are really good that after this step, you'll have earned a boatload of coffer keys and can now run bountiful delves. During the preseason, one could clear up to a tier 7, and so tier 8 should be available right away. And from here, it's delve time. Tier 8 bountiful delves drop champion gear at the end when you use a coffer key, meaning you can get up to 6 pieces per week if you earn and go through all of your keys. Now, with any luck, or by purchasing a special item from the delve vendor, you may find a delver's bounty. Long story short, you want to use this bounty while clearing a tier 8 or higher delve for hero track gear once per week. Now I'm saying tier 8 or higher so you can maybe get greater Crest rewards. I'm just assuming it's similar to how it was in the War Within. Jump between this and Nightmare Prey for the gear so you can clear these at the highest levels. With the season start, you should also be able to get a second piece of crafted gear or your first 2-handed whatever depending on what your plan is. And with crafted gear, yeah, you want to have a plan. I usually advise crafting non-tier slots like the bracers, the cloak, the belt, or feet. A ring would be a good idea too, and of course a weapon. Embellishments throw a wrench into the logic. Now, I'm a Fueling crafter, I just follow the vibe, so don't listen to my advice on this front. I suggest any number of class discords or even wowheads to tell you which embellishments are best for your class and spec, and that'll help dictate your crafting. By this stage, dedicated gear crafters can make them at maximum quality without the need for concentration. Now, many won't, or they might just lie and say they won't. I guess I'm just saying expect to throw down a good bit of gold to ensure the services. There are a few RNG paths to gearing to suggest, but I kind of knock these down lower on the priority list. The expectation is Heroics and Mythic Zero dungeons will be tuned to their season levels, so both are going to hit harder than they did during the preseason. And Mythic Zeros will reset daily instead of weekly, so it's good prep, especially for when Mythic Plus opens next week. Raid Finder requires an item level of 220. While it's one wing that drops only veteran gear, there are a few things that might interest you. The first boss drops a strength and agility trinket with an on use that provides haste. The second boss drops tier tokens for the gloves and a strength trinket that gives a crit strike proc. It might be one of the better ones we see here. The third boss drops shoulder tier tokens and these two trinkets. One is for healers, the other is a caster trinket with a familiar flavor. You want to maybe cross your fingers for random deaths in your party. From here, your top source of gearing is through the raid on normal and heroic difficulty, followed by like a full round of mythic zeros every single day. Now, personally, I don't think that's great for your mental health, but I thought you should know. And that pretty much rounds up the first week of gearing. Before we go on, let's review, because the routine we covered will take care of a lot of players' gaming needs for the whole season if their aspirations are mostly around world content. Each week, go ahead and pick up weekly quests around Silverman. Check out the Great Vault for anything cool too. Fire up Prey and start your tour of outdoor content, clearing Prey targets at your level while knocking out world quests and events for additional gear, coffer key shards, and reputation and moral and whatever fancies you. With all your gains and keys, dive into Bountiful Delves, and go back and forth between tougher delves and prey targets to act as a progressive endgame of sorts. Your high-end goals might include comfortably clearing tier 11 delves, and if it fancies you, customize prey hunts once you max out your renown there, and maybe the delve nemesis as your capstone objective. Unless you just wanted moral for the housing decor, then, hey, just have at it, because now you feel like a beast, and you can lap up moral like it's nothing, and just enjoy the season. Let's switch back to the gearing, because now we're leaning into late endgame gearing and high-level stuff. At the start of the second week, the gearing really takes off with the opening of Mythic Raids and Mythic Keystone dungeons. Veteran gear is soon becoming an afterthought if it wasn't already, but Prey will still be useful for a little bit longer thanks to the champion gear from chests and the hero gear from the vault. Continue using that as part of your routine until you don't need to anymore. While doing Prey, it's up to you if you want to do all sorts of world content to also get coffer keys and other things, because you can hard focus on your Prey target instead too. To do this, go to the Prey's target zone and find the world quest. Focus on objectives that give credit towards revealing your target, such as finding traps to disarm. These will give you credit and have a chance to give you another trap that you can use on your target to instantly make them retreat if you're ambushed and progress the hunt. Looking back towards delves, it's nice to see some guaranteed champion gear from Bountiful Keys and hero gear if you chance on a Delver's bounty. The myth crests are nice if you're just short of regularly farming up myth crests from the likes of high-level keys, but it's quite the Delver's journey to unlock that, so if your intent isn't to stay in delves for very long, you'll want to consider just maxing out the vault with Prey and Tier 8 delves until you're tired of the hero gear. Now, Prey and delves are shaping up to be a strong endgame, but as usual, they're just stepping stones for Mythic Plus and raids. Now, regarding keys, on screen is the easy chart that tells you all the goals to hit. If you want hero gear to drop at the end of a dungeon, run 7s. That's going to be a sweet spot until you can start clearing 10s for myth gear in the vault. I want to add some extra information, and well, this is a good place as any. As you earn crest to upgrade gear, when you no longer need a certain crest at all, as in all your gear is above a certain item level, you unlock a discount for your warband where they use fewer crests for upgrades, and you can also trade in your now useless crests for ones you can still use. This is done at a rate of 30 for 10. Keep in mind this trade does count towards your season limit, so I only advise doing this if you don't normally cap on earning crests. So for example, I earn veteran crests naturally, and I'm never going to need to trade up adventurer crests for veteran. But when the time comes, I'll trade hero crests for myth because I just don't do content that gets me myth crests. Later on, I'll be happy to do trade-ups assuming the crest cap is lifted eventually, and then I can do mass trades all the way up to myth. There's a bit of a design flaw with crests too that I want to talk about. Now, for those of you who remember, in order to upgrade a piece of gear, like this adventure gear for example, we need some adventure level crests, and we also need veteran level crests to finish off the last couple upgrades. That's because gear of different ranks have a certain overlap, and Blizzard didn't want to have some weird strat where I would want to max out adventure gear so I can skip out on one veteran upgrade level and save some crest, because, well, that's how the system works. If you've unlocked an upgrade level, other gear below that upgrade level will no longer require crest to reach that same level. It's a way to make it easy for us to pick up side grades if we happen to get them, and then upgrade them back up without a significant penalty. Now, the thing is, with Midnight, they did in fact add this weird strat. So to make it simple, I'm just going to suggest to you to upgrade your gear to the max to avoid a situation where you needlessly waste other crests as you replace gear. Now, this is a weird dumb tip, And it's Blizzard's fault, but it's also what gamers asked for a while to make upgrades, quote, more simple, and it just didn't turn out that way. I also want to talk about low-level keys because there have been changes here too. Low-level keys will have a special affix called Lindormi's Guidance with a few features. Mobs will be marked with a debuff that reduces their health and damage, and also highlight them in a way that defeating those particular mobs will fulfill the trash requirements in a dungeon. Also, deaths won't count against the timer. Now, this is a fantastic way to get folks to try out a more transparent, kind of a teaching version of Mythic Plus, or to even be a place for players to call their endgame because maybe they enjoy this harder but not too hard of a difficulty. Keep in mind, Lindormi's Guidance works up to Keystone level 5, where Xal'atath's affixes are in effect, so it's good for practice as well. I know this isn't a gearing tip, but it's worthwhile knowledge for folks looking for a bit of fun but didn't like keys as they were. The Catalyst should also be open this week with 1 charge available, and globally all players earn an additional charge every 2 weeks. You can get a one-time additional charge by opening up the store, and I'm just kidding. But you can get an additional charge by completing this snazzy season milestone. I don't suggest rushing this really, like this is really far down on the priority list because ideally you want to use your Catalyst charges on the highest item level you can get a hold of, and that might take a minute, so might as well be patient about this. Kind of similar to the Catalyst, you'll want to use the Great Vault as a last stop in your week of gearing when possible. This gives the Vault the best opportunity to provide a useful upgrade once all your other gearing options are exhausted. Now, of course, if you're jonesing for an upgrade or if you want to complete a tier set bonus right now, hey, have at it, it's your Vault. Finally, because this is a more time-specific thing, during the second week of the season, we get the Delve bonus event. Use this opportunity to plan around how hard you want to run Delves and when. Anyway, by the second week and Mythic Plus being open, the road to max item level is pretty clear, so I'll summarize. Outdoor World Events and Raid Finder, they cap out at Veteran Gear. You want to run these until the gains run dry. Mythic Zeros can be a thing, but you might as well be running 2s. For more guaranteed rewards, run Nightmare Prey and Tier 8 Bountiful Delves for Champion Gear and credits towards Hero Gear in the Vault. Then for the most part, it's keys. Progress towards 7s to get Hero Gear. 9s will drop Myth Crests, and 10s give Myth Gear in the Great Vault. Clearing just 1 to get 1 choice in the Vault might be good enough early on, but eventually you'll want to run 8 of them each week to give you the best chance at usable Myth Track gear. Use that pacing to your advantage, especially if you're struggling to clear 8 plus 10s like the first week of Mythic Plus. If the going gets tough, do yourself a favor, scale it down, let yourself get some more gear. It's entirely up to you how patient you want to be. And that's the guide. Please like this video, subscribe for more WoW coverage, catch me live, and I'll catch you later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.